Will you shut the fuck up? 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 Will you shut
This is Dave from Dave Speaks. Tune into my bi-weekly podcast, which falls in the off weeks of WECP, here on the B.S. Nerds Network. Every other week, I go into different topics, whether it be sports, Boston sports, or just things that bother me in general. Sometimes I have guests, sometimes I don't. So just shut the fuck up.
And listen to me! And listen to me! And listen to me!
Hold up.
My name is Dave. This is Joe.
I listened to that podcast and I was like, I am with him, right?
That sounds really cool. And then Chris Humphrey's hard fouls, and Kevin Garnett pushes him straight into the third row. Let's go. My name is Dave. This is Joe. Let's go. This is the Boston Sports Nerds Podcast, the BS Nerd Show. Joe, you got anything you want to say before you go?
No, we have talked a lot.
We have talked a lot. Nothing left in the tank. Let's go. Welcome back, everybody, to the Boston Sports Nerds Podcast, the B.S. Nerd Show. This is the 40th episode. Can you believe that? A little milestone right there.
Oh, yeah. Big deal.
40-year-old virgins right here. So,
well, wait, what?
Wait, hold on.
Huh?
Is that just me?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. So,
I mean, we know Joe isn't.
Right.
He just got married.
Got married. Consummate the marriage. Nice for you. We don't need to do that right now.
We don't need to talk about it.
That's very inappropriate. How you guys doing, man? How you doing this week?
It's been a long 6 days.
It has.
Been a long 6 days for me.
Yeah.
Non-stop.
I haven't worked at all since fucking last Thursday.
Good to go.
Yeah.
How was your honeymoon?
Good.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't do that while we're recording the podcast, huh?
That's all right. Where'd you go? Where'd you end up?
We road tripped around Vermont.
Nice.
We kind of just wung it.
Yeah, there you go. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
No booking. No planning.
Almost didn't get a hotel the first night.
Sketchy.
It was like 9 o'clock.
That's sketchy.
And like we were like, all right, hey, do you have any rooms available? We went to literally 4 different hotels before the 5th one was like, yeah, I have a room.
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Not bad.
Also, the first night we ended up, I was like, I have no idea where we are. It turns out we were in White River Junction, and if you don't know, if you want to get somewhere in Vermont, all the roads meet at White River Junction.
Oh, that's like the center.
That's why there
It's
was
the
like
junction.
There was like
Right.
6 hotels, like all in one block.
Right.
Like,
White River Junction. What is your function? It's to get you around Vermont.
yeah,
That's it.
That's a
Nice.
callback.
That's a deep
that's
cut.
deep
It's a real
cut.
deep cut. Yeah. So, what do you guys think, man? Pat's played a very intense game. Not good. Not bad. I mean, Brady threw 5 touchdowns.
I have
Hard to
a
say.
fucking problem with the Pats, and you know what, Aaron? I'm going to apologize to you about Josh McDaniels
Ooh.
because
you have best friends.
you have the best fucking quarterback in the NFL, and you are trying to run the ball, losing to the Houston Texans. The whole second half, their offense seems stagnant after Brady throws for fucking like 4 touchdowns in the first half.
Yep.
And then with a minute left in the fucking game, all of a sudden they move the ball like they've never
No
had a problem the whole game.
I do have a quick problem also with Josh McDaniels this week, and I didn't want to say it to you then because I was really, really nervous about the outcome of the game, and I couldn't have handled an argument. Brady's getting crunched, right? I mean, he's getting hit left and right.
I think I know where you're going with this
They
already.
stripped the ball 3 fucking times from him. Why didn't they run some screenplays?
No, yeah. Where was James White?
James White had 2 catches, and that was the perfect screenplay game.
Yeah.
Offset the defensive line, and there was no screens called. Even if there's wide receiver screens, whatever, just quick get it in and out. I understand the same problem that we talked about 2 weeks ago, that when you take Edelman away, Amendola was big in spots, but not really.
Amendola played like typical Amendola. Like,
right.
Oh, we really need a catch in a huge spot. Oh,
There
look at
he
that.
is.
There comes Amendola.
And you can't find him for the other 45 minutes of the game, but
He only needs to be there
he just
when
needs
they
to
need
play,
him.
and I'll take it.
Break the glass.
Yeah, he gets paid.
Amendola.
He gets paid whatever $4 million to do just that. Like make 3 catches that mean a whole lot in the game, and we're good. Our deal's done. They're a vertical stretch team now, because if it's predominantly Cooks, predominantly Hogan, both being deep threats, their short game passing game isn't as good as it used to be. As we're used to.
I'm all right with being a vertical stretch team if you fucking do it.
Right.
Like, if you're going to go with that formula, go with that formula.
Right.
But don't try and become a smash mouth team
Right.
when it's not working.
Yeah.
To the point that you were just making about like why didn't they give White, the little screenplays?
Mm-hmm.
The big issue that they have, and I think this is why like I kept saying like something's weird here. Burkhead,
He's hurt.
He's hurt.
Right.
He's going to be out again this week.
Right.
Like
Still not practicing
for
now,
whatever reason they put a lot of, I feel that's the problem. That was back to our point originally, was the depth issue
right.
on a lot of the play. Now obviously running back, we were like, they have too many.
They have too many, right.
But the point is, it's a depth issue.
And why
once you start losing that one, they put all these eggs in Edelman,
right.
Burkhead, for some reason, like
right.
they obviously have White. Like
right.
it just, that's how they played it in the preseason. It looked like that was the game plan, and they just, once that guy's hurt,
right.
We said like after Amendola got hurt, like he was your fill-in kinda for Edelman. Once he's like, they don't have a plan. Like once one guy's hurt, and I get it, you can't coach to like, well, in case this guy gets hurt, this guy... No, but you got to have a little bit of an idea.
Right.
And that's what always been... Belichick's like, well, you just plug in and play.
Right.
Well, they're not plugging in and playing right now.
I think that they can do it with a week's time to practice.
Yeah.
But, like, on the fly, that was my problem. Like, when Amendola in week 1, where I was like, you can't just spend all this time doing a million things or whatever. But with a week of preparation, you can say, okay, Hogan, hey, you're gonna do some drags. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to get you involved doing that a little bit more. But on the fly, you know what I mean? It's like Hogan knows the playbook, I believe. I have no issue.
Yeah, another year.
I just don't think that he knows the playbook for everyone's option routes on the field. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, all of a sudden, hey, if you're the X and now you got to play the Y, what does the Y do on this one? You know what I mean? Like, I know what my job is. That's what, you know what I mean? So there's only so much information you can take in or whatever. So I think from week to week they can manipulate what they do. But I just don't understand where even they've done that before, where they've changed at halftime and said, hey, we need to start getting some screens here. Like, the defensive line won the line of scrimmage all friggin' day against the Patriots. And I feel crazy saying this because Tom Brady is like 55 of 74 with 8 touchdowns and no picks in 2 weeks. So I'm like, 9.
He had 5 touchdowns last
5
game.
and then 4. 5 and 4.
Yeah, 9.
Or no, 3. He stopped with 3.
No, he had 4.
No, he's got 8.
Versus the Saints.
He
had
4. He had 3. He had 3. They scored 4.
I thought he was 9-0. He has 9 touchdowns with no picks.
He's 8-0. He's 8-0. But
no, he had 3 in the first quarter against.
And that was it. And that was
no,
it.
they didn't score only 21 points.
Gillisley had a touchdown run. That was it.
Oh.
But either way, he's playing at like 75% completion percentage.
Yeah.
Multiple touchdown games, back-to-back weeks. His touchdown, they play like crap. You know what I mean? Like, because he looks sharp, especially compared to week 1.
Defense
does not look good.
I don't even want. No, the thing is, the defense. That defense to me looks fine. And I know that's weird to say after they gave up however many points to the Texans.
Yeah.
They have one problem. They've always had one problem, and it's when a quarterback can move out of the pocket.
Yeah.
If that was Joe Flacco back there, they probably have like 7 sacks.
Yeah.
Think about how many times they got to.
Yeah, right.
A lot. They put a lot of pressure on him.
That's true. It was one of those frustrating ones. Like, God, get him.
There were multiple times where he should have been tackled like 2 or 3 times in the backfield.
It was a great game by Watson.
Yeah, and they lose. I saw it multiple times. Cassius Marsh break around the corner, and he has Deshaun Watson, and he stops because he doesn't want him to break the pocket.
Right,
and then Deshaun Watson shoots up the middle and breaks out to the side.
Right. Yep.
I think Watson was their leading rusher in the first half. They forced him to run a bunch of times.
Right. No, and I thought the kid played really well, especially for being like Belichick's resume against rookie quarterbacks. He showed out.
He had one really bad pick.
Yeah, the Stephon Gilmore one
was awful. Horrible. It was just a bad throw, bad choice.
And that was someone was hitting him as he was stepping into that throw, and I remember saying to him like he didn't get everything on that. You know, because you could tell that thing just sort of like dead. Like,
Brady had to throw a deep throw. I can't think of it right now.
The one that was picked off at the end of the game. That wasn't picked off because the guy dropped it, but he intercepted the pass, rolled over, and dropped the ball on the rollover.
No, I think it was earlier than that, where he throws it as he's getting hit, and it was a completion. Might have been to...
Oh, was that the one to Hogan?
Yeah.
The touchdown to Hogan or something?
Yeah.
What about the one where he side flipped it to Gronk?
Yeah. That was like, I was like, is that Brett Favre out there?
What are we doing here?
Who is that?
Like, what the hell was that?
Fell apart real quick on him. Yeah. That was the thing that I got mad about was everybody was like... and I don't even want to, like, I'm not even, like, pointing it at you. But like, I even think I remember you saying like, "Oh, their defense isn't that good because they lost that corner and they're not
Houston,
playing well."
yeah,
Houston,
yeah.
I'm like, they can still get at the quarterback.
Well,
and then Cannon was out. Cannon was
That
out.
was huge,
and
and
then
that was a surprise.
yeah,
like,
late last minute
yeah.
injury, and then they started. I started watching it, especially a lot of the plays that Clowney got involved in.
Right.
He was literally, it was Clowney and fucking J.J. Watt on the same side. I was like, there's no way they're not going to. If they twist,
Well,
goodbye.
but they also, if you go back and watch the game, watch how many times Gronk is kept in.
Yeah.
On that side where,
Right.
At
least
I think on those super stacks where they were putting Watt and Clowney on the same side, Brady was audibling Gronk to stay in.
Right. Yeah.
So he's like, oh shit, they're both over here.
Yeah, like
stay.
yeah.
Because there were a lot of times, like that play where Brady just like is getting sacked and he just like flicks it out to Gronk.
Yeah.
Gronk stayed in to block. That's why he's there.
Right.
Like that wasn't a designed like screen.
Right. No, I know. Yeah. That was just he was just happened to be there.
That's a weird Brady decision. That's a very un-Brady like decision.
Do you think he was down?
I think he was.
I don't.
That was close.
I think
that
he was.
forearm was real close.
I think he was. I'm the guy that
the
shits
thing
on
is,
everythd the Patriots do.
it was such
kind
a
of
weird
good,
challenge.
But that's what I felt like.
It was a bad. The thing is, it was a
that
bad angle because the best angle, the only angle they had was like straight on Brady.
And you can't tell
You
when,
can't tell when he's letting go of the ball.
Yeah.
Because his hand is like this, but you don't know
if he
when the
has
ball is
knee-
out of his
nose
hand.
not, right.
It was like that
I said
touchdown.
that same thing.
It was like that touchdown that they wanted to like. They kept
The
reviewing
Hogan one.
the Hogan touchdown in the end zone. I'm like,
The angle was
the
awful.
angle was horrible. What happened to the
pylon
cameras?
cam.
Yeah, what happened to the cameras and the pylons?
I don't know.
I think what that does is it shows just the pylon.
That's fine though, but that's
just
the angle you wanted to see if the ball
But you
crossed or
can't
not.
see- you could see that the ball crossed. You wouldn't be able to see when his knee was down.
Yeah,
Because
but-
he definitely crossed.
Yeah, but the point is, you could do the side by side of
Yeah,
the videos.
yeah.
Here's where the ball crosses at this moment.
Right.
Is his knee down
That's a
or
good
not?
point. Yeah.
This is challenge related, but not Patriots related. Did you guys watch the Monday Night Football game?
I did not.
No.
Dude, Bruce Arians has maybe the worst challenge I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
J.J. Nelson catches this ball down the sideline, but he doesn't catch it. He like dives for it, and it's in both his hands. I don't even think he gets both feet in bounds. Like one foot hits the sideline thing, and then he lands, and the ball hits the ground and clearly like hits the ground and pops up by his helmet. And if the ball moves after it hits the ground, it's automatic incompletion.
Yeah.
They rule it an incompletion, and it's so like it hits the ground and shoots up by his helmet, but he keeps two hands on it.
Yeah.
And Bruce Arians throws the flag, the challenge flag, like after that, and I was like,
I blame that on whoever they have up in the
That booth.
In the
your
booth.
review guy is
You have a guy up there strictly for like, hey, this is open, whatever. Looking
check
at
this out.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
it was one of the worst challenges I've ever seen. Like,
There was
I
a
can't
guy
believe you challenged that.
at the bar that almost got it. Fucking that Vikings fan.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
They were cheering so loud. I'm like,
Loser franchises cheer for first downs, man. They really do. And this fucking guy after the Cooks catch.
Yeah.
Oh, that ball touched the ground. You guys are going to be real upset in here. You're going to be real upset in
and
here.
as soon as he said that, he went outside.
Yeah, right.
So he could get away from
Yeah, get
everybody.
away. And that's why I'm like, no, the ball can touch the ground. You just can't
move.
You can't move, right? And he's like, no, ball can't touch the ground. I was like, no, it can. The ball's bigger than everybody's forearm, so it absolutely knows the ball can touch the ground. He's like, no. I mean, don't worry. You guys will get the call. You'll be fine. You got nothing to worry about. You Patriots fans aren't nervous about losing to the Texans, are you? And I was like, oh my God, would you make the playoffs? Like, fucking shut up.
Would you find a quarterback that can stay healthy?
He was real happy that Case Keenum.
That's exactly what he said. Thank God for Casey Keenum. Thank God for Casey Keenum, right? Am I right? Whatever.
He's real happy that Case Keenum shredded like a Tampa Bay defense that had no starters.
Yeah, that was tough.
Both their starting corners are out. Their fucking two's best defensive linemen went down during the game. Like that was. I had a real tough.
Write that down for the pick'em. Now I know that
What?
the
I
Bucs
don't know.
defense is shredded.
I don't know if they're still hurt, but yeah, they were banged up.
That was not good.
That I had a real tough week with my streamers.
I think I gonna say your pick'em. So it was like that's
No,
a bold statement.
I won the pick'em.
You did
but
win the pick'em.
I had a tough week for my Joe's Fantasy Field Goal streamers.
The streamers.
I said stream Jay Cutler versus the Jets. I thought that was a pretty safe stream. Apparently not.
Apparently not.
No.
It was a weird
said,
week in the NFL.
Stream the Tampa Bay defense against a very hurt
Right.
quarterback or second string quarterback in Minnesota.
Right.
Apparently, you don't do that.
Why would you?
I did, and I lost points.
Right. So yeah, that was a really weird week of football. John made the point to me too, where he said, "It's too bad that the narrative of football this weekend was overshadowed by the protests, because that was the best set of 1:00 games he's seen in a long time. Like the way they ended, you had the Patriots in Houston finishing up the way they did. Then you had the Giants-Eagles finishing up the way that they did, overtime game, and then Bears walk-off run touchdown in overtime, right? And it's just like a lot of like really cool, exciting overtime, last-minute scores, whatever. He's like, that was such an exciting session of 1:00 games, and no one's fucking talking about how competitive that week was or whatever. And I'm like,
that's stupid. You got your, what is it? Oh my God, you got your peanut butter in my chocolate. You ever heard for like the old Reese's commercial?
No.
You got your peanut butter in my chocolate?
No.
Well, you got your politics in my football. I
like that. That's good. So we got the Panthers this week, 1:00. Brady and Belichick will tell you how good they are.
The Panthers fucking blow. I cut Cam Newton in my fantasy league.
He has not been good.
He had an okay first week. I don't even think he broke double digits.
I think most quarterbacks look good against New England's defense this year.
He got me negative points my second week.
Yeah.
Because he got sacked so many times, and apparently I'm in a league where sacks lose you 2 points.
Oh, that's fucking
It's
dumb.
a really dumb
hate
rule.
that.
I didn't even know I was in that league. I lost points with Cam Newton in that week where he got sacked like 6 times. Then they play the goddamn Saints.
Right.
They played the Saints. If you can't put up points against the Saints, you're never going to put up points.
Right.
And he put up like .28.
Right. I fantasy duel stacked Cam Newton and Calvin Benjamin.
Yeah, that didn't work for you.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
No, it didn't.
Is he going to be in the game?
Calvin Benjamin is avoided
Day-to-day?
a serious injury. Unbelievably avoided a serious injury.
Also, am I the only one that was not that impressed with the Larry Fitzgerald catch?
I didn't see
Twitter
it.
fucking broke.
Oh, I didn't see it. Yeah, I know he had a game.
Right.
He had a game.
He had a really nice catch, but everyone was like, "Oh my God, Larry Fitzgerald with the best catch of the year." I'm like, "Well, it's been 3 weeks," but
OBJ had a one-handed catch in the touch. In the
that
end
was a
zone.
nice catch.
Yeah,
I like that catch better than Fitzgerald's. If you get a chance to see Fitzgerald, he meets the corner at the time, like they both are running towards the ball. Like the ball just went to a spot, and the corner's running back towards it. Fitzgerald's coming down on it. He the corner picks it off. He takes it from the corner and then loses it, and then kind of Edelmans it,
like
and tips it,
double grips it,
yeah.
or whatever.
And he happened to have his hand underneath
Double
it,
clutches it,
clutches it. But like it fell to the ground, but he tipped it back up, like where how Edelman had his fingers like underneath.
Have you ever seen the video they did on ESPN where they did like Randy Moss?
Yep.
Everybody considers one of the greatest wide receivers of all time. Standing there, and because they're talking about the one-handed catch and how impressive it is.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Okay, here's a jug machine. Turn it, crank it up, shoot him at me."
Yeah.
And he's catching one-handed with the gloves on.
Yeah.
Takes the gloves off, starts doing it with the gloves off,
Yeah.
and he's dropping like every other one.
Right,
He's like,
right.
"It's the gloves, people."
Right,
Like,
yeah.
I am considered one of the best wide receivers.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, but
Right.
I hate that argument because every wide receiver wears gloves.
No.
Yeah.
I don't
Not
disagree
all
with that.
of them can make one-handed catches.
No. But he,
Like, yes, I know. Like, if you don't take the gloves off, no one can make those fucking catches.
Yeah.
But only so many of them can make those catches with the gloves on.
Well,
you said Randy Moss had the jugs machine cranked up.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
catching them with one hand.
Yeah.
If you did that against, I don't know, 100 NFL receivers, like 5 of them might be able to do that with the jugs machine.
I think more would do it with like it jugs machine. You're not running. There is variables to it, so it is athletic ability. But the one like he will before the game make an effort to do those, and they're like and there's I've seen I think Chris Carter has come out and said it's impressive,
Yeah.
but it's kind of hokey because you're doing it sometimes. You could put both hands on it.
Right.
You're intentionally trying to show off.
Yeah, it's showmanship.
And he goes,
yeah.
and he goes, it's not worth it if someday you try to do that and then you go to hit the ground and you drop it. Like,
you ever see the
you
one
look stupid.
in his warm-ups where he jumps and catches it under his leg
Yeah.
with one hand?
Yeah.
Like he does like the Jordan logo and catches it like with one hand, just like and takes it. And it's cool looking, but I'll never forget when the Jets were on Hard Knocks and Braylon Edwards it's raining. And he's on the sideline with his toes right up against the sideline, and he's kind of leaning like Michael Jackson, like he's leaning forward. And someone's throwing him balls, or he's got the machine or whatever, and he's like, one-handed catch in the rain, one-handed catch in the rain, one-handed catch in the rain. And Bart Scott yells at him and says, hey, why don't you practice making two-handed catches in a game? Right? And he was like, one-handed catch in the rain. You see him just like looking, I'm like, okay, or whatever. It's like one-handed catch in the rain. But it's like, you're right. You spend so much time practicing the situations that you don't practice the more likely scenario. You know what I mean? But
that's also his immaturity.
Yeah.
It always comes back to it, his immaturity. But my point was, like, it's not. Every time I see it, unless it's like an unbelievable catch, like, he fucking does it all the time. Who cares?
like his first one, the one against the Cowboys, where the
I get
broke
it.
the internet.
Yeah.
And that was nuts. But like the 3-finger catch, whatever. I mean, again, that's all gloves. You know what I mean? Because you would not be able to do that with your bare hand or whatever. But like you're saying, amongst your peers,
Well, I was going to say,
how many people
to
can
that point, I also feel like Amendola puts his hands up to his hands.
Yeah.
It's like, it would be like putting, I don't know who has tiny hands in the NBA, but it would be like Rondo going over and like curling his fingers over somebody else's fingers. It's like, you know what I mean? Like it's like Andre the Giant putting his hand up to mine and going, hey, like if you have big hands and then add those gloves to it. Oh,
you ever seen the Greek Freak's hands?
Massive.
They're
he's 7'1", isn't he?
No,
He's
he's
like
6'9".
About 6'9", 6'8",
But
6'9".
his hands are just like, he puts them down. They probably take up the corner of this table. It's not even a joke.
His
Just
hands are
like
massive. Yeah.
But back to the Panthers-Pats game.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a domination. I
Yeah.
don't even think they'll have any trouble with Cam Newton.
I hope.
Did you hear?
Greg Olson's gone.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick takes away your best weapon. I think he'll gladly let Kelvin Benjamin and Devin Funchess just run amok, and he'll take away Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And then what was it? The Luke Kuechly came out and said that wasn't there
They
like
got away with one.
they got away with one, and it's just crazy. Like it's always like a year later, 2 years later. Remember when they went down and they lost to Carolina in Carolina?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Luke Kuechly, like,
they fucking mugged Rob
molested.
Gronkowski.
Yeah.
By the way,
And they threw the flag, and then
what does
took it away.
Gronk have to do to get a flag?
right.
Dude, the very first catch
You know
of
what he
the
needs
week
to do?
of the game last week, he gets
Murdered.
and there's no flag.
Right.
You know what he needs to do? Start doing what Brady does. When somebody does something to him, start acting like a wide receiver because that's what he plays.
Right.
Start acting like they're not using
It's insane.
Allen as a tight end. They're using him as an extra run blocker.
Yeah.
You know,
Start acting
and
like a wide receiver.
Eric
Dwayne
Barrett,
Allen, by the way.
oh, he's useless. I'm done with it.
Dwayne Allen. Like,
Dwayne Allen.
offensive production-wise, he's a good blocker.
They're not, but they're not
he's
utilizing him really.
Yeah, he's like 0 for 4 on targets. Doesn't
Yeah.
have a catch this season. Like, he is just every time
They
he
don't-
gets a chance, his phone is vibrating.
he has no
Probably
connection with Brady.
No, it's so bad. It's so bad.
He has no connection at all with Brady. Like, I don't think he knows where he's supposed to be and like when to look for the ball and any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's bad.
he's I like him as a blocker. I would be fine with 2 tight end formation, like
Right.
running the ball.
Weren't
but
we making a joke at one point they should just go like 5 wide, just all running backs?
I would
Yeah.
I would be perfectly fine if they start playing that Hollister kid.
Did you see him
what a
get lit up? Did you see him get lit up?
Yeah, way to hold on to that ball.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
He's good, and then supposedly his brother's doing pretty well on the practice squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a harder
No, I know it's a harder road to
break.
go,
I mean,
but
Philip Dorset's a first round pick. He doesn't even see the field when they're all healthy.
Yeah. That's true, yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens there. I think that the Patriots will win. Yeah, the Patriots win. And also, a little quick factoid for you. If Tom Brady wins this week, he ties the most all-time regular season wins with 26 less games than Peyton Manning.
Well, he's a better quarterback, so there's that.
That's a season and a half and more, and 2 games. Season and 10 games faster.
When did Peyton Manning retire?
2 years ago.
How old was he?
He was-
39?
I think he turned 40 that year.
All right.
I think he started
No,
at 39.
what is the
turned
stat
40.
about 40-year-old quarterbacks? No quarterback over 40 has ever thrown for more than, I think, 3,000 yards
It's probably true.
and 20 touchdowns or something like that.
If that, yeah. And that's going to be crushed.
Yeah, Brady's
Those are
already
the
got.
fucking
He's already
blown away.
almost halfway there. I mean,
Brady's also probably going to win AFC Offensive Player of the Month. He has 2 AFC Offensive Players of the Week, which would mean who better than him?
it's hard
right?
not to win Offensive Player of the Week when you throw 5 touchdowns in a game,
Yeah. So he'll probably win
including
the
a
month of September.
game-winning.
Game-winning final minute drive.
Well, I got an argument about Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Who had a better comeback, Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers?
Tom Brady.
That's what I said. But everyone was saying Aaron Rodgers.
He was 5 for 7 for 95 yards.
On the game?
No, Brady on the final drive.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty tough.
You want to know why? Because Brady does it all the time. Nobody cares.
It's probably true.
I'm not trying to say downplay, but that's how people play.
Aaron Rodgers was down by a larger deficit, I think.
Yeah.
Because Brady was at the most only down by like 4 points or something.
Yeah, five.
That.
5 was the I think largest they were down.
Yeah. So
may have been down a touchdown earlier in the game, like in the third quarter or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, 5. It was 5 points on that drive.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would say homer bias. Tom Brady does the greatest thing.
But someone was like, well, Brady threw 2 balls that could have been intercepted on that drive.
Yeah.
I was like, Aaron Rodgers threw a pick 6 in the game.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So what about that?
So
yeah,
didn't Tom Brady as well?
No, fumbled.
He fumbled.
Fumble 6. Fumble 6.
It wasn't a pick because
it's really
Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
It's really,
Aaron
really
that
close.
is.
If he threw it, it wouldn't have been a pick. You got to admit it. If he got to throw that,
no,
pass.
it was a. Watching it, I was like, oh, they intercepted. I've watched defensive
my
players
dad kept
make
saying that. Well, it never hit the ground. I was like, if a running back
matter.
gets drilled while he's running the ball and it pops straight up in the air and a defender catches it, it's not an interception.
No.
It's a fumble.
Yeah.
But that was my point. I thought his arm was starting to go
His
forward.
arm was going forward, but
he lost control of the ball
hit his
while
arm.
it was going back.
The moment they hit his arm,
Yeah.
if he doesn't let it go on his own, like
accord, yeah.
it's not an interception.
Right.
Well, it looked like one to me.
It's because your arm's
it
going
was close.
His
It was
arm
close.
could be going forward, but he's tucking the ball.
I was willing to give Clowney
tough
a
rule.
bone and call it an interception.
Now Brady, no picks.
No picks.
No picks. 3 games.
No picks through 3 games.
No picks through
I
3.
did not want to give that as an interception. But even if you did want to say it was an interception, right? He threw an interception where the dude hit his arm.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's not throwing it to Jadeveon Clowney.
Right.
No. I'm not
Aaron
saying
Rodgers,
he fucked up.
Aaron
He got
Rodgers
hit.
Yeah.
dropped back and made a bad decision with the football and threw it.
Had
for
a bad
pick six.
throw.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Oh, man, it was so scary. What about David Andrews with the fumble on the final drive? Fumble recovery.
Yeah.
The one that just went straight up in the air. He was like, that's mine. Hot potato. I'll take it. I was like, Jesus. That was scary.
That offensive line looked bad.
Well, Marcus Cannon is your best offensive lineman. That's weird to say.
So weird,
but you're down your best offensive lineman. Nate Solder is useless at this point.
It's not just him. It's the other kid. The other kids they put in.
Got fucking blasted too.
Some of those guys they didn't look like they knew what they were doing.
Well, Adrian Awado is a backup right tackle for a reason.
Yeah. God, that was bad.
Marcus Cannon, last time they played at Houston, shut down whoever was on his side. Whoever lined up over there, they just did not get by him. And losing him against Houston.
That trio of Merciless, Watt, and Clowney is the real
I'm
deal.
telling you. It's without what's his name.
What's good is we won't have to see them in the playoffs. So
Thank God. That and they made a big deal out of Watson being a rookie, and he didn't look horrible.
Right. I thought he played really well.
I thought they were able to get the ball to he got the ball out fairly quickly, and he did use his athleticism. I was watching it. I'm like, oh God, these the linebackers
Right.
oh Jesus,
Slow motion.
Oh man,
that's the other thing. I have my Patricia hat on. He pissed me off that game too.
Yeah.
There's a stat by the Houston Texans. 48% of their targets go to Nuke Hopkins. 48%. Half the time Deshaun Watson drops back to throw, he throws the ball to Nuke Hopkins.
Right.
Nuke Hopkins should never not have 3 guys around him.
Right.
Because if you can take away
DeAndre Hopkins.
If you can take away somewhat 50% of the quarterback's target
Right.
and make him
Right.
I usually throw to that guy, but
Right.
he probably would still throw it at him.
Yeah.
Even with 3 guys,
He might get open.
I know to throw it to him.
Yeah. It's just, yeah.
force it in there.
He's done it before. He forces it to him all the time. Obviously, you have to. There's no way DeAndre Hopkins is open 50% of all throws.
Right. Yeah.
So he's obviously
he
forcing
doesn't
the
have
ball to him.
50% of the catches. He
He's
does 50% of the targets. Right. Yeah.
So,
That's true.
and he was catching balls wide open.
Right.
I was
God.
what are you doing? Why is he open?
Our defense does not
If
like
you're going to cover anyone,
Right.
literally, I would put 10 guys on DeAndre Hopkins and rush 1. And he probably would be like,
I got to go to Hopkins here.
half the time he drops back, he'd be like, I don't know what to do.
The thing we talked about last week was Butler.
Right.
He played.
He played and he played
And he
a lot.
started.
And he played good.
Yeah.
He played every defensive snap.
Played good.
Him and Van Noy both.
You know what?
every
Don't trade
defensive
him.
snap. Don't trade him.
I
don't think he should.
I'm standing on that.
I don't think he should. I just think
He will.
I think he will. Yeah,
But
yeah.
if you don't get,
I want him to play well for this team.
Before we started the season, I was like, I want Butler for the whole year.
Right.
If you're going to keep him for the whole year, win a Super Bowl, then let him waltz
Do
away.
whatever.
let him do Revis
or tag him and
Go
trade
get
him,
more money.
something like that. But
But
don't.
my issue is if you're going to trade him, if you don't get back 2 first-round picks
For Malcolm Butler?
You're not getting
look at me.
You're
Look
not
at me.
getting that.
No. Listen to me. Or one of the best pass rushers in the game. It's a waste of a fucking trade.
You're not getting
You're not getting enough because you're going to give up one of the best corners in the game. For what? If you don't get that, you're wasting the fucking trade.
I don't know if he's still one of the best corners in the game.
I think
he
he
has been
is.
for a few years, but I don't know that right now.
I think he still
season
is. I think he still is.
I think he is, and you think he is, and you probably think he is one or has been one of the best corners in the game.
I just don't know if
But
this
I
year
just
he-
don't think the NFL and as a whole
don't respect him.
recognizes how good Malcolm Butler is. Like
Right.
me, you, Dave, we all know he's been good. Pro Football Focus knows he's been good.
Right.
But the NFL, when people say, "Oh, give me your top 5 best cornerbacks last year," it's going to be like Patrick Peterson,
Josh
Akeem-
Norman, Richard Sherman, Akeem Talib, and Chris Harris.
Yeah,
Like that.
there's like
Yeah,
no.
Marcus
Malcolm Butler
Peters.
was higher rated than most of those guys.
Right.
So, trade him to fucking Houston
And get
Clowney.
Yeah.
You get an
I think you're more
interception.
I think you'd be more likely to get J.J. Watt. Actually,
Yeah, I think so too. I
If
think
that's
more
an
likely you
option,
get Merciless, but think
I
that'd
would-
be the guy.
I'm not mad with that.
I don't think they're pass rushers. I think that Wise kid is
No,
way better.
I'm not downplaying
They
that.
play-
I just think they need something.
I think they need some depth.
I
Well,
think.
yeah, because if any of those
I
guys
think-
were down,
Right.
I think if you take one of those guys and shift them in and put one of those guys on the outside, your pass rush is nasty. I think
they
their
also
inside
don't
guys.
have Hightower.
right now, yeah.
So I mean, you got there was a lot of. If you go back and rewatch that game, they were on Deshaun
played
Watson
a lot better.
a lot.
But here's the
rush-wise.
difference. And this is the only reason why I say this is he's a rookie quarterback.
They hold the
He's
ball longer.
he's gonna be a little bit more confused off the bat. You put a guy that's been in there for 5 or 6 years, he's gonna make a couple more plays. He's gonna get the ball out like that instead of holding on to it to figure out what's going
They
on.
I
seem to-
normally look at like the blitz percentages and stuff like that. I didn't see it for this week. I am curious to find out if they blitzed more with it being a rookie quarterback.
Maybe.
Like they disguised some coverage and they sent more guys. You know what I mean? Because they definitely were in his face more. And like you said, being the athlete that he is, he was able to get away from a lot of plays. How many times were they like, "Oh my god, get him!
Yeah.
Oh god!" You know, but he made the plays. You know,
There was
but the
one
Patriots
play.
were there.
There was one play that reminded me almost of the freaking. It's one of the guys referenced it. He's like, "It's like fucking Eli all over again."
Oh, yeah.
Because like there was 2 guys that like it wasn't because
Oh, that was towards the end of the game. And it was very Eli-like. He should have been tackled like 3 times.
Similar. I was like, the difference is in the Super Bowl they had him around the waist and held him up and then put him down and he ran away and still got to throw the ball.
Yeah.
Whereas if in that game, they were real close to tackling him, but he was able to get away. Like it wasn't. The refs made a bad call. It was,
there was no
his
mistake.
athleticism led him away from those tacklers.
Jonathan Jones made another nice play too, in the very
Did.
beginning of the game.
Yeah.
There was a couple plays though. I saw him, and I felt a little underwhelmed.
He looked
with
out
him.
of place a lot today or last week.
He looked like
Devin
he was a
McCourty.
young kid.
Devin McCourty still to me looks like by far your best defensive
He
player.
is. He is.
their best
He
defensive
is.
He, for some reason, like last year, and
You
the year
convinced
before,
me of it, Joe.
Yeah,
You convinced me.
Last year and the year before, he would just kind of like be in the background. You never
Right.
really realized
He was
how
like always
much
solid.
impact Devin McCourty's making. This year, for some reason, he's like front and center.
Well,
I'm
there's
really
there's
noticing.
no Hightower, no Collins. Gilmore hasn't been great. Butler's been starting.
Gilmore's been gradually improving.
Did you see him fighting with Hopkins?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
after every play, in each other's faces, yanking each other's dreads and
Good.
shit.
That's what I want.
Yeah,
Like, he gets
I love
fiery.
that. Right, I love that.
He plays
That's
like
what
Talib, kind of like
That's
that
what I want.
fiery
Yeah.
corner.
I
The only
think-
thing I don't like about him is when he gets beat, he just sits there on one leg and lets the play go. You see that happen to him?
Yeah.
Again, this week, like where he goes and someone like he fell down during the play and then just like stayed on his knee. And I was like, that's a Buffalo thing. Like, don't do that here. You know?
Yeah, well, I'm sure he'll get it.
Right. Yeah.
Practice.
Yeah. That's yeah.
I think what you're going to see is the Pats always get better as the season progresses,
Yeah.
and you'll see it.
Right.
It'll be very noticeable this year. Like
Right.
where the team is at in December as opposed to where they were like right now.
Well, giving up 30 points a game or whatever through 3 weeks. And then I think you look at the next 3 weeks, they'll probably be down to like 21.
But that was the other thing that pissed me off. They gave up 20 points to the Saints. 20.
Right, that's not bad.
In New Orleans.
Right. Yeah, that's not bad.
Drew Brees at home, you only give up 20 points to one of the top offenses in the NFL.
Yeah.
Well, historically, one of the top offenses in the NFL.
But Drew Brees hasn't been Drew Brees either. And he was better this week.
Yeah.
But he was
Willie Snead's back.
And then you have a rookie quarterback come into Foxborough and
do his thing
and put up 30 like that. What the fuck?
He threw for like 280 and ran for like close to 100.
Yeah, I believe that.
Like what the fuck is that?
He didn't have a bad game for a guy. His second start.
Like I said, if you're playing Drew Brees again,
right,
in Foxborough,
yeah,
I think they play. The defense looks much better,
right?
Because he made so many plays running out of the pocket, like scrambling.
Yeah, no, I think the guys that were playing, the teams we were playing, so we played week 1, you played Kansas City, week 2, you played the Saints.
Can scramble.
But here's the thing. All 3 of those teams, you're not going to see the rest of the season.
Right.
The rest of the regular season.
Well, you might see Alex. You might see you'll probably see Kansas City again.
In the playoffs.
But
my point is in the regular season, so you're not going to really play them again until the playoffs. By then, they could either...
It could be a completely
different. It could be he could be banged up or he can't elude
also, by the
tackles.
time you play Kansas City again...
You might be in New England.
By the time you play Kansas City again... I mean, it could be completely different. If you play Kansas City again tomorrow, or this Sunday, it could be completely different because there's no Eric Berry.
Right, yeah.
They haven't been playing bad, though.
No, they do look good. Kareem Hunt is that dude.
170 yards on 17 carries? That's fucking ridiculous.
The guy's a machine.
It's literally 10 yards a carry.
You know, in my fantasy football league, this is a real bummer. I am 6th in my league in scoring. I have Tom Brady, number 1 scoring quarterback in the league. I have Kareem Hunt, number 1 scoring running back. And I have Ryan Suckup, number 1 scoring kicker. And I'm 6th in the league. It's a fact.
Right.
But I also have the Patriots defense 32nd in the league.
Yeah,
that'll do it to you. That'll get you.
Well, the thing I was going to say is we brought up Kansas City and how good he's doing. What is it about Kansas City and being able to take a running back and go?
It's Andy Reid.
Go.
It's Andy Reid.
No, before Andy Reid. I'm talking about they had Priest Holmes. You had Larry Johnson. It just feels like Kansas City's one of those towns that hey, we can run the ball.
Right.
Well, Priest Holmes and Larry Johnson are pretty good.
No, I'm not downplaying that they weren't good running backs, but Priest Holmes was
a scrub in Baltimore.
He had to leave Baltimore to get playing time because they had Jamal Lewis. I get why he left, but you have guys that are... I mean, and I think Larry Johnson was a high pick, but Priest Holmes, I think, was I think he was an undrafted free agent.
Always have.
They find a running back.
Was Shanahan the coach of the Chiefs before Reid was? Shanahan
potentially
had a stint there.
also great.
And anyone Shanahan touches is also he's like another guy who's never had less than 1,000-yard rusher in his career.
And then you look at Andy Reid.
Shanahan. No,
he was coach of the Chiefs for I'm pretty sure.
I don't know
at one point.
No. I thought he was the coach for the Redskins, right?
He was the coach of the Redskins too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was too. Yeah, that's right.
But I'm saying, I think he had a stint with the Chiefs.
No, I think he left Denver
and went to Washington.
and then just took a year off and then went to Washington.
I thought he coached for the Chiefs.
I don't remember
specifically with Priest Holmes.
No, Priest Holmes was out of there before he left Denver.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't. I would lie to you if I was like, oh no, I think
I don't want you to jump in my bandwagon.
Right, yeah, no.
So what do you think about the? No, you're right. He never was Raiders. Raiders. Broncos, Redskins.
Yeah.
He took 2 years off.
See?
Yeah, there you go.
I remember him being in the booth or something. Yeah. But I'm excited to see how they bounce back this week because that was a tough game. Once again, another running quarterback.
Right. And probably the toughest running quarterback in the league.
Yeah, but
he's not playing well.
He hasn't been running.
No, I know.
And he's
hurt.
I think
he has a hurt shoulder.
Yeah. Okay.
I think he's afraid to hurt it more.
Yeah. But I think he is the pinnacle of running quarterbacks in the league. So if he plays his game at all, that doesn't fret well for the Patriots. You know what I mean? So I agree with you there. So why don't we get into, I think it's time to look inside the crystal ball and we'll do some predictions. Sound good?
Sounds good.
To me, all you got to do is make a decision. That's it.
Take a look inside my crystal ball.
So last week didn't happen.
No,
Last week, who won? Out of curiosity.
I think we already said it, Joe. Okay.
Was it me?
We already said
I
that.
won.
Okay.
Oh yeah, look at that. Joe's on the board.
I tried to soften the blow later when I knew that was going to come. The
Joe's
inevitable
on
Joe
the
Bows.
board.
What I was telling Joe was before you got here, I was laughing. I'm like, he got 6 wrong, still won. The past 2 weeks, like 6 wrong, you guys lost, but like that was the most you got wrong.
Right, yeah.
Last week, I got 10 wrong. You got 10 wrong, Dave.
Kevin called me and said, "You're really bad at this." I was like, I have been. I'm normally pretty good, but I've not been good at this. So.
Last week was
I finished strong.
anomaly. Like it was just such an anomaly.
An anomaly. Yeah.
It was just bad.
Yeah,
It was a bad week for football.
it was tough. There was a lot of weird games, man.
That's what I'm telling you.
Like those weird stats, like the fucking Steelers haven't beat the Bears in Chicago since 1995. Like, why? Why is that true?
Yeah,
that is
because
fucking
the Bears.
mind-numbing to me.
Because the Bears are insane.
Right, that is just
at home.
fucking
It's
odd.
like Seattle.
Right,
Why?
yeah.
And I'm not saying Seattle's Chicago like team wise,
Right.
but like that's.
But
They're
like
good
Bears,
at home.
The Bears were like 3-13 last year, so that
But
means
they're
even
great
if they
at
went 3-5 at home.
Yeah, but they might not play each other every year.
No,
You know what
I
mean?
just mean this. The Bears in general, are not necessarily great splits at home because they've been fucking awful.
Yeah, but
for a long time.
But
now.
it's Pittsburgh for some reason.
They got their number.
They
on
just
speed dial.
they don't know how to play in Chicago.
It's a weird stat. As soon as I saw it, I was like, that's fucking weird.
Who's home?
Chicago.
Chicago.
The Steelers have not beat Chicago in Chicago since 1994 or 95.
95. It's
Weird
weird.
fucking
They
stat.
brought that stat up during like when they were showing all the games, and we're like,
like the ticker,
how is
yeah.
that possible?
How
I'm
many,
like,
how many games have they played against Chicago?
Well, they play at least every 4 years.
Yeah.
The schedule.
it's just
I mean, so
weird.
at least-
It's a
at least
weird
4 or 5
thing that
times,
like when you think of like Pittsburgh teams versus Chicago that are good,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, there's got to be one Pittsburgh
Right.
team good enough to beat Chicago.
Yeah,
Well, it's actually
this
true.
Pittsburgh team is good enough to beat Chicago.
Yeah. But you're right, because they play each other every 4 years. It's been 22 years since the last time they did it, and every 4 years they play in alternating homes. So every 8 years. So they
how
probably
many
haven't
times?
played
So
in
at least
Chicago.
2 or 3 times.
Yeah. So 2-3 times. So that's not as bad. That just when you
It's a
when you
weird
phrase
stat.
it that
Yeah, it's a
way,
weird
like, hey, they haven't
stat.
beat them there since '95. You're like, what the fuck? How's that possible? But
I wish there were. Here's one thing I want to say. I know how they rotate it every year.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it was more like. I mean, obviously you have the built-in rivalries because you play in you're in your conference and you're and like that's a given. But I wish you had like if there was a rivalry between like say New England and San Francisco, that should be a game that happens every year because you want that rivalry to play. Like college football is great for that.
Yeah.
Notre Dame plays USC every year.
right.
Obviously USC plays in the Pac-10 and or Pac-12, whatever they call themselves now.
Right.
And Notre Dame in football does not belong to a set organization.
Yeah.
But they play each other every year.
Right.
Like they'll play the Big East or they'll play whomever, but like you
yeah.
need that. I think they should do that.
I love when for years I had this argument and people were like, oh, here we go, great, another Manning Brady game. The NFL schedule's so fucking rigged or whatever. I'm like,
That's great for
I'm like, first off, yeah, it is rigged because it's set forever. I could tell you the Patriots' schedule for the rest of their life, except for 3 games every year. And the only 3 games that change are when you play where you rank in your conference. So if you're first in your conference, then you play the other 3 first, the division winners. If you're last in your division, then you play the other 3 division losers. Those are the only 3
so
games
that's why
that are
you
not.
got Manning Brady
Because they
games.
both won their division
They
all the
always won their
fucking
division.
time. And even
Yeah.
if they didn't, it would fall on a year where they had to play the AFC North. You know what I mean? So
Which
it's
is
like, okay.
what I feel they should do every year. Like whether,
Right.
and I understand, like you're saying, like if they play good, they both play good. They'll play each
Right,
other.
right. No, I know.
I think it should just be like every year the Colts should play the fucking Patriots.
I do like matchups like that. I agree with you. I don't love that the schedule's predetermined like that.
Yeah.
But
I don't like that we're playing Denver in Denver for the 3rd year in a row.
yeah,
Like, what the fuck is that? When does it go back to... It's got to go back to New England next year, or else
Right,
there's some
yeah.
kind of fucking mystic voodoo shit going
right.
on.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Because the reason why that is because you play 2 teams in the division at home and
One-
2 on the road. So then they played, and then one of the reasons why they played Denver was because they were both the division leaders.
you want to know why?
So
But
it
Denver
fell.
didn't win the division last year.
No, not last year, but this year we're playing the West.
Want to know why they don't play in New England against Denver? Because Von Miller doesn't know how to build a road to New England. He can build one to his stadium. He just can't build one anywhere else.
It's true. Are we playing the West? Is that true?
Yeah, I
They're
think
the
so.
Chargers
Yeah.
this year?
We play all 4.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so we had the West, so that's why. Yeah. Which is dumb, but...
We already played the Chiefs. We played the Raiders in Mexico City.
Yeah, I knew that, yeah.
And we're going to play
And then we got
Denver
the
and
Raiders,
Denver,
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
we play the Chargers, I'm guessing at home.
Probably, yeah.
Because we played the Chiefs at home.
Yeah.
We're playing the Raiders in Mexico City. That
Yeah,
can't
it's
be
a home game for Oakland, yeah.
Yeah.
So Joe won big all week.
All right, so I'm 0-3.
Yeah, Dave, what the hell?
All I need to do, if I win this week,
on the board.
it's just a 1-game difference, and we're all right back in it. So I just gotta win
I've
this
got
week.
2.
Right, but it's a 1-game difference.
Yeah, okay.
2, 1,
All right.
1. If I
All right.
win, just 1 game.
Okay.
With
All
the
right.
fucking
I'll
13 weeks to go.
I'll see
take
how
it.
that goes.
I'll take it.
All right.
What do we got for this week?
Thursday night game,
Go
which
on.
is going on tonight.
Right now, let me see the score.
Bears versus the Packers.
Packers.
Okay. Then
What do you got? For the
obviously Packers.
Okay, all right. Just want to make sure you're not pulling a fast one.
I'll write it down and tell you a different one.
Yeah.
Panthers at the Patriots.
Yeah, Patriots.
Pats all day. Scores.
Um,
Tiebreaker.
We're never even close on the scores.
We're really, dude. Fucking, I went back and listened to some of our old podcasts to pad the stats, and I'm just kidding. But
He's not.
there was a real stretch. Remember, I was 3 games off on the divisional round. You were 2 points off, 1 point each way in the AFC Championship. I called the Super Bowl overtime on a bold prediction. I know you like that caveat, and then
score.
you had the score in the Super Bowl. I was like, God, we were on fucking fire. Like, we were real good back then. Like, we were worthy.
Joe came to the
And
show.
Joe came and blew the whole fucking thing up, and now we're just really bad at
Dave
games.
can't pick them at all.
I just want to let it be known that if you don't count going over, I'm going to be the closest on the Red Sox record.
That's true. If you don't,
I'm
count
doing.
going over.
I do.
Yeah, I bet on the. I do. Yeah, of course you do. I was like, I'm gonna fucking Price Is Right them. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
You're
I'm gonna go
one
100.
over?
I'm
Yeah.
going 1 over. I think I did 2, like just to.
I was
to
98, yeah.
98, and I was like, I'm gonna go full.
And they're at
100.
what, 92 right now?
They won 92
so if
last
they
night.
win out,
They win out.
I'm
They get
at 96 and I have 98.
Yeah,
So
it's close. That's pretty
I
close. Out of
won.
162 different
Yeah.
possibilities,
So I
2
won.
games close. Yeah, no, because you put them in second place.
you never know.
That's a bad.
You
deal
never
breaker.
know.
Yeah, I mean,
They
if
lose
finish-
out?
If they lose out, then yeah, you win.
Sale looked rough. All right, let's get back to this.
Okay, all
so
right.
what's your score, Dave?
Someone go first. I don't want to do this.
All right, I'm going to
I
do 31.
We sit it in the 30s. Like we're always like
31.
31-13.
They've scored, I think the Kansas City game, they scored 27.
Yeah, something like that. 27-42.
31.
They're averaging 30 points.
31-10. Pats.
Pats.
I'm
Not
going
a bad score.
40.
Okay.
45 to
God damn it.
16. New
You
England.
hit him with the timing problem because he wrote 40.
No, he said 40 and then like waited like 2 minutes and then said
I
5.
couldn't figure out what 40 number
You
I
ever hear
wanted.
that Kevin James bit where he was talking about people that have really bad answering machine cadence? So they're like, hey, man, give me a call at 555-14-87. And he's like, God damn it, I put the 4 too close to the dash. I can't shimmy a 1 in there now. He's like, what the hell?
So what do you got, Dave? Come on.
And what was yours? 45?
45-16.
45-16. All right, I'm going to go 38-19.
Okay.
Are you trying to Price Is Right me again?
What,
You just give me one more field goal?
One more field goal. That's it. No, I said 38.
Yeah.
No, he's talking about the
19. Oh, yeah.
If you really think Dave's prediction is right, you should go get the kicker for the Panthers right now.
Go nuts.
Yes.
Go crazy. Actually, I'm going 2 touchdown safety, 1 field goal. There you
Oh,
go.
all right.
So
Okay.
there it is. There
Yeah.
it is.
Then
Bold
go get the
prediction.
defense.
Yeah.
No, don't get the defense because they gave up 40-something
Yeah, they
points.
did get a 45. It's
Yeah,
not worth it.
That's not good.
All right, what do we got next?
Saints at the Dolphins.
The Dolphins lost to the Jets.
Dolphins lost to the Jets.
But they're also home.
Saints are on the road, yeah.
And
I got to go Saints. I'm going Saints.
I'm going Saints.
I'm going Dolphins bounce back game.
Yeah, I don't hate that idea. The Saints are better.
Bills at the Falcons.
Falcons.
They have all that fake crowd noise going. There's no way you can beat them
It's true.
in Atlanta.
Steelers at the Ravens.
Ooh.
This is the game when I was looking through the list beforehand. I was like, Steelers just lost to the Bears, and the Ravens just got fucking smoked.
I'm gonna go Steelers. Villanueva and Roethlisberger kneel. Rest of the team stands for that's my little mix-in prediction.
No, the whole team comes out except for Villanueva.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Stays in the locker room.
Yeah. It's just, God damn it, they got me again.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say that the London game was just a fucking fluke. Ravens defense shows back up, and Ravens win.
I'm going Ravens.
The Giants defense is legit.
I think, but the Steelers defense isn't. They just lost to the Bears. So
Yeah.
Okay, so Bengals at the Browns.
Bengals win.
I'm going.
The Browns couldn't beat the fucking Colts.
I know.
If you can't beat the Colts,
Yeah, but that was
I'm going the Browns.
That was my Jacob boy percent.
Yeah.
Crazy. I'm going to go Browns too. I one of these days they're going to win a game for me. I've picked them
I
all
will
4 weeks. I think.
I will gladly pick the one.
Right.
I can't believe I'm the only person who didn't pick the Browns. That's the second time. This is the second time in 2 weeks.
Right.
I picked Indy. I was the only one, and I was disgruntled about it.
Right.
I was like, God, you guys picked the Browns.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to pick the Browns are going to win a
pick
game.
Indy, and I'm going to pick Bengals.
All right.
Browns going to win this game.
Rams at the Cowboys. I'm going Cowboys.
You guys realize the Bengals took the fucking Packers into overtime in Lambeau, I'm pretty sure.
Browns are due, my friend.
They lost to the fucking Colts.
That's why
I'm just saying, that's why they're due.
They were due all of last year. They won one game.
Hey, they got the one.
Yeah, right. This is the
one.
It just needs to be now. That's all. What do you got? What is it?
It's Rams at the Cowboys. I'm going Cowboys.
I'm going Cowboys.
There's no way you see another Jared Goff thing, right?
I mean,
you think you see another fucking 300-yard Jared Goff fucking explosion?
maybe the Cowboys defense isn't good.
I
don't love
in
the
Jerry's
Cowboys.
world.
Yeah.
I'll go Cowboys.
That's what I'm going Cowboys. Yeah. If that was in LA, I'd be like, I'm going Rams.
All right. So Titans at the Texans. I'm going Titans.
Titans.
Texans.
In Houston. I think the Titans are really good right now, though.
I do too.
Lions at the Vikings. I'm going Lions.
I'm going to go Lions.
I'm going to go... I'll go Minnesota.
All right. Jags at the Jets.
Jags,
yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I have no problem starting Blake Bortles this week either.
No.
All right.
Stream up.
Niners at the Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Same here. Eagles at the Chargers. I'm going Eagles.
I'm going Eagles, too. I think the Eagles are way better than people are giving them credit.
Yeah, Carson Wentz has been playing really well.
Carson Wentz looks like a stud,
He
man.
really does.
And Rivers hasn't gone off.
Yeah, Rivers threw 3 picks in the first half against the Chiefs.
Eagles as well.
I don't know. Fuck, Aaron, shut up. Let Dave pick.
I just said it. Wentz, man. Playing well.
Giants at the Bucks.
Giants got to win a game.
I'm going Giants. I feel like this has to be their bounce back.
Right, I thought.
You going Giants,
Or
Dave?
just bounce.
You going Giants?
Just bounce back. Yeah, Giants. I felt that way last week when John was like, "This is our season,"
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Now
it's not their season.
Now it's really
not their
Your
season.
season
at all.
is really on the line."
No, just waste another year of Eli.
I'll go with you guys, Giants. I thought about it.
I think the Bucks are probably better. I just think the Giants' will is there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, stress factor.
Raiders at the Broncos.
Broncos.
Okay, I'm going Raiders.
Wow. Okay. Trevor Siemian, do his thing.
Just go look up Derek Carr's stats against the Broncos.
In Denver, yeah. Especially in Denver.
Not even just in Denver.
Yeah, just
look up
against
his
them in
stats against the
general,
Broncos. They're wretched. Like if
Who was their
extra
defensive
point,
coordinator last year?
Oh my God.
Denver's?
Yeah, wasn't it Wade?
Wade Phillips.
Yeah, Wade Phillips.
And he's gone.
He's
Yes.
gone.
But their defense
They've still been
No,
good.
they still have great players. Don't get me
granted,
wrong.
they just lost to the Bills.
Yeah,
But that was in Buffalo.
I get it,
This
but
is
it's
in
still
Denver.
the Bills.
Yeah. That's true.
Anyway.
I'm still going.
And it's in Denver. So
Joe's extra point. seriously, go pick up Carson Palmer or something and sit Derek Carr. If he's your quarterback, do not play him.
Yeah, this week.
Don't do it. Go
What if
look
he
up
goes-
the numbers.
What if he goes for like 4 touchdowns?
Well, I've already been wrong on streaming things. I said to play Jay Cutler against the Jets. He only
Right.
scored 1 touchdown with 6 seconds left on the clock.
Luckily, that one wasn't on the record. Oh, that was. Actually, that was.
That
Yeah,
was
that's
on the
just
record.
the Facebook post. Yeah. Okay.
So-
yep, you're right.
Extra point. Seriously, if you have Derek Carr, there are other.
Do not play
Pick
him.
up Blake Bortles. He's on the waiver wire. Pick up fucking Carson Palmer. Play them. It's just even if you think like, oh, there's a chance Derek Carr. It's just a safer play.
Right.
So here's the game that I'm really paying attention to.
Here we go.
Colts at the Seahawks.
This is the Sunday night game, isn't it?
Yes.
You know they've made this schedule with Andrew Luck playing.
Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm going Seahawks.
Yeah.
I just want to see if what's his name has another good game.
Go by.
Did we write down our Super Bowl predictions from like a couple weeks ago? Yeah.
Yeah, the Super Bowl one?
Do I have?
I think we did.
Pats Seahawks. They're on the back.
You have Pats Packers.
All right, good. Because I was gonna say if I have a Seahawks pick, I think I'm bailing out on that.
Dave has the Bucks.
I wanted the Lions. I called that on a different podcast, on the Dave Speaks with Kevin. I said Lions, but yeah.
When we
no,
did
I said
it,
it
you,
here. Yeah,
you
yeah.
picked the
yeah.
Bucks.
Yeah.
And then
I couldn't remember who the NFC team, like who the Cinderella story was. So I said Bucks here. But
Okay.
Wait,
so,
wait. One of you doesn't have the Pat. You have the Raiders.
Yep.
You
yeah,
crazy
fucking
fuck.
psychopath. Yeah.
Okay. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with being wrong. That's the problem.
Yeah.
All right, so the Monday night game. Redskins at the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Redskins at the Chiefs. Yeah, I heard Kansas City to play in
tough.
Arrowhead. That's pretty easy. People do it all the time.
Yeah. High success rate.
I'm going Kansas City. I think that they look really good right now. Granted, Washington just dismantled the fucking Raiders on Sunday Night Football.
I haven't had a lot of different picks from you guys. All right, I'm going to go Redskins, hoping I get one.
There you go.
Hey, wait a second. Aren't you the one who always, gives us shit whenever we go, oh, we'll just try and get a point here?
Yeah, right.
I
You're
actually-
always the one who's like, I just pick who I think's going to win.
No, I genuinely think eventually Cousins is going to,
he played well.
start going off.
They did just dismantle the Raiders. They seriously, it wasn't even close.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Raiders
why
only scored 10
I'm a little
points.
bit. I've been on their bandwagon a little
Yeah.
bit.
I like the
So I
Redskins
feel
team.
like
I just think the Chiefs are the real deal.
I think. Well, I was going to say in the NFC East, I think it's like Eagles, Skins.
Boys, Giants right now.
Yeah.
All right.
So
that's
funny to say
interesting.
Eagle. Think about that.
Eagles.
Eagles, Skins,
Boys, Giants.
then Boys, Giants. So
Right.
the two that people thought was going to be.
The,
Why are the Boys so far down?
That was just like his power ranking.
Oh, because I think I would put the Boys second. I think the Eagles are still the best team in that right now.
Yeah.
I think going forward, I like the Eagles a little more. The Redskins, I mean. I like the Redskins a little more.
The Cowboys only had that one bad game against Denver.
I think eventually this motherfucker is going to have to take his suspension, and I'm
see.
kind of banking on that.
I think it's going to be next year.
Possibly like a Brady situation.
Yeah.
Could be, yeah.
Postpone it.
All right, you guys ready? Move on.
Born ready.
All right.
Yeah. Were you guys on Facebook post my wedding?
Huh?
Were you guys on Facebook? Did you see
No.
any of the stuff from my wedding?
I saw the photos.
There's a video
Yeah.
of my dad,
Yeah.
drunk as a skunk,
Yeah.
on the dance floor,
Did he shout me out?
choreographing a Sweet Caroline.
Did he shout me out?
Throughout
Like this
the
for you,
entire-
Dave? Like this is
No,
for you,
he
Dave?
didn't, but
Son of a
I
bitch.
thought of you
Right. I
sitting at
appreciate
my
that.
sweetheart table.
I
Like,
appreciate that.
Dave would be not happy about this.
Just
He was in the
feel
stand.
very uncomfortable.
Big beef. They didn't play it at the 7th inning stretch.
Perfect.
You know what they played? Take
Phase
Me
it
Out to the Ball Game, and they had a little kid sing it.
Phase it out.
No, you know what happened?
Phase it out.
You know
It
what,
was
you know,
a blast at my wedding.
you know what they did with it?
What?
When they started to rally back in the 8th,
Yeah.
that's when they played it.
All right.
And it got the crowd back into it.
Anyway, Red Sox. Check this out. There's a possibility. Doug Fister can clinch her. tomorrow night.
What are you saying here?
Doug Fister, the clincher. He can clinch the division tomorrow for the Boston Red Sox. They could do it tonight, but I just think it's pretty ironic. Fister.
I barely know her.
Fister and clincher.
So
Fister clincher.
Fister clincher.
in my own eyes,
I teased that before the show. Like, I got a pretty good joke. I thought about that on my way over here. Like, Fister, he can clinch it. Like, clinch it.
Oh, that's the joke you've been
That was
hyping
it.
up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now
Up top.
Now it hits.
Bring it up here.
Now it doesn't hit as hard.
Oh, damn it.
Not at all,
I really
Dave.
liked it. I really
are you all
liked
right over there?
it. Dude, where's my coffee? Not coffee. Where's my chai?
Oh,
I think we threw it away.
Did I finish it?
I think you did.
You
a
sound so
Such a pansy.
Nantucket right
That's
now.
true. Yeah. No, I had a nice chai latte.
That's even worse.
That was a chai tea. Just kidding.
Yeah, bro.
In
can I get some
person.
turkey sausage and a chai latte. I'm gonna go out on the boat.
In person, the Red Sox.
Yeah.
All right. The best player offensively on the field
Yeah.
was Chris Young,
Yeah.
the game that I saw.
Yeah.
And Sale did not look hot.
Nope. No.
Gave up, like, I think there was twice in the game he might have gave up back-to-back home runs.
Not good. Yeah, he got tagged.
For at least 3. I know for a fact it was 3 home runs.
True.
Might have been 4.
They can clinch, though. John Farrell, weird stat for you, can become the first manager in Red Sox history to win 3 division titles as Red Sox manager.
Really?
Yeah. Weird, huh?
Really?
Yeah. Check it out.
Francona never won 3?
Not 3. Not 3. 1, 2.
Yeah, he can also be the first manager to finish in last place like fucking 4 times.
Right, like worst to first to worst to first. Yeah.
Suck a dick.
Yeah, I hate John Farrell, and that's a weird thing for him to own. Like, oh, I'm the only manager in Red Sox history to win 3 division titles.
You're also
oh
like,
my god, you're the fucking worst
universally
manager.
hated.
Right.
So, based upon what I did see, though...
Yeah.
Oh, and what's his name got hit by a pitch in the leg and got hurt.
Who's that?
Benintendi.
Ooh.
He played
Benintendi.
He played through it, but it got to the 8th inning, and they took him off the field, and they put in New London native Rajai Davis.
Rajai Davis. Nice.
And watching that said to me 2 things. You have 2 offensive players that can come off the bench.
Yeah.
Young and Davis.
Yeah.
Easily for your outfield. Like if, say, like you need them to pinch hit somewhere.
Right.
And what's his... I think Bradley looked all right.
Yeah.
Benintendi was okay. What's his name looks fucking like he is Pablo Jr. when you see him physically standing out there.
Yeah.
Devers looks like me walking out on the field.
Yeah.
Just a chubby dude.
He's a big dude.
And he's young.
Yeah.
Like he better get that weight under control.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
He didn't look like he was swinging well. Like maybe he's got an injury they're not talking about. But
It's
like,
so tough to like gauge a baseball player though, like on one day. You
no,
what
I
mean?
know, but
it's
like when you
it's-
go in person, it's
Yeah.
like it's not watching it on TV and seeing this guy. Like you can see like his face. I'm
Right.
watching it from a distance and watching his swing, and I'm like, ugh,
Yeah.
it just didn't look good.
That's tough.
Like listening to Sale pitch and like do his pre warm ups and stuff. Like you can hear the snap in the mitt. Like you can see it, you can watch it, you can hear the guys in the bullpen pitching.
yeah.
There's a little bit of sound there, like, and there's some of the crack off the bat of like Young when he hit a home run,
Right.
or he hit a double.
Yeah.
I think he hit a double.
Or Josh Donaldson swings, I'm sure.
Oh
Just
Jesus!
fucking-
One of them got out of the fucking stadium.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But it was painful to watch. My first ever time going to Fenway, and I have to
Yeah.
watch
Yeah, that's tough.
a 9-4 loss.
My first time at Fenway was Mike Messina threw a perfect game, 8 2/3, and Trot Nixon broke it up with a single.
Did you go out there and slap him?
I was pissed. I was fucking pissed. I was like, if we're going to lose this game, I was like, now Carl Everett better hit a 2-run home run and we win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, if you just ruined a perfect game.
If Carl Everett would have hit a 2-run home run, they would have won. So the Yankees only
was
managed
1-0.
one.
It was 1-0 perfect game, 8 2/3. My first game. That was frustrating.
My first game at Fenway, I don't remember anything about the actual game. I was like 9, and we were in a suite.
Oh, nice.
and
you told us about like eating the candy and stuff.
and what's his name was in there? Public Enemy #1 for David Price.
Oh yeah.
Eckersley.
Dennis Eckersley.
Eckersley and the other guy were in there doing their notes for the show.
That's cool.
In the same box.
That's
My
awesome.
second time at Fenway, I went with Marina, and we had really good seats, and no one fucking played. She was a huge Napoli fan at the time.
Yep.
Napoli didn't play.
Yep.
She was a huge. The pitcher was Ruby De La Rosa,
Yep.
so not a normal starter.
Jesus. That's tough.
Utility guy. Why can't I think of anyone's fucking name right now?
Marco Hernandez?
No. The utility guy for the Red Sox.
Brock
Alex
Holt.
Cora.
Brock Holt.
Brock
Holt
Holt, yeah.
was like had just shown up out of anywhere. He hit 2 home runs, I think, in the game, and they ended up winning with a bunch of their no one playing.
Jesus Christ, that's brutal.
They saw a win.
Yeah, they won.
Yeah, that's true.
But I went there and we were like, oh yeah, I can't wait to see Napoli didn't play. Can't wait to see Ruby De La Rosa didn't play.
Did he at least
Or
like
he
walk
played,
onto the
I think.
field and like see him pregame? Because I guess I got to see fucking Mookie Betts stand on the field. Like he was in pre-warm ups, he's on the field, and then all of a sudden he's not playing. I'm like, what the shit?
Yeah, that sucks.
I don't think he was. Yeah. Marina bought a Napoli jersey. Like, you shouldn't buy that because I don't think he's going to be on the team next year. I future-proofed myself. I got a Bogarts jersey.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. Nice.
At least I got it for a couple of years.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I mean, hopefully the Red Sox clinch, wrap this thing up, and be good to go. But then there's 2 weird stories that I want to touch on. One is Kyrie Irving claiming that he never actually thought the world was flat. Well, actually, he never said that he never thought that. He just said he said it on purpose as a social experiment to prove his point that people would just take whatever he said and
I don't know if I believe him.
make it. I don't. I mean, if he says, I do think the earth is flat, but I said it like knowing you would get a rise out of everybody, I would say, I believe you there. But if you all of a sudden think that he thinks that the world's not flat and he just made up this thing, I don't believe that.
I think he saw a YouTube video about the earth being flat, and he bought into it, mentioned it in passing to someone.
Yeah.
It blew up bigger than he thought it was going to.
Right, and now it's just like, oh, it was a plan.
And now he's just going to be like, well, yeah,
Right.
I didn't actually think that.
Right.
No, I
Of
was
course.
just...
I was just fucking with you guys.
Yeah.
Making my point. The second weird thing that I have is Katie Reports has taken to Twitter and he's let the voice of the people speak. He put a poll out there and he asked, what do you guys want me to cover next? And the options were my new inventions, weather updates, traffic reports, or baby gangs, or facts. This is another option. Baby gangs won 80% of the vote.
Unsurprisingly.
Yeah, right. Yeah, naturally. I was part of the 80%.
I voted for it.
There you go. All right. So he's reached out. He's there at some baby gang hostile environment. He says where the Gerberville crime family and the Playtime posse are at odds. So let's see what he has to say. I mean, he's going to check in here, so let's listen to Katie Reports.
The completely incorrect weather updates. The irrelevant traffic reports. The news you never needed or even wanted to know. The B.S.N news correspondent, Katie Reports.
And now, this just in.
Hey nerds, Katie Reports here. It's no secret just how dangerous a baby can be, but what happens when a good baby goes down the wrong path and joins a gang? I'll tell you exactly what happens. They start the largest organized baby gang in the world, known as the Gerberville crime family.
Katie, what are you talking about? Baby gangs? What is
The Gerberville crime family has been in the trade of illegal breast milk distribution for over a year now. This highly addictive Class 1 boob liquid goes for over $4,000 a gallon on the secretive baby market.
I don't think that that's true. I don't.
Trust me, nerds, this delicious tit treat is hard to shake from the very first dose. I've been breaking into several homes a week just in hopes of getting my fix.
You have a problem, Katie. This is so unhealthy.
However, the Gerberville crime family isn't the only players in this dangerous game. The Playtime Posse have been recently moving in on their turf. Tensions are so tedious you can almost cut it with a knife. See what I did there? I used the word tedious.
Tedious doesn't even fit there. That was
I set up a meeting between the leaders of both gangs in hopes I can capture a baby-on-baby murder. If all goes according to plan after tonight, you are now speaking to the only kingpin in this breast milk trade. Now, it's just a waiting game, nerds.
Katie, oh my God.
Those are gunshots I've been looking for. I've been preparing for this all my life. It's all mine. I'm moving in. Back to you, nerds.
Oh my.
Well, at least he didn't end up in jail this time.
He didn't ask for bail.
Right?
Not yet.
No, well,
I think he just arranged for a baby kingpin.
Allegedly, Dave. We don't have any info.
Well, that seemed pretty detailed. He said that he set up a meeting.
As
okay,
someone who has no legal association with Katie Reports at all, I'm going to tell you to put allegedly in front of everything you say from here on out.
I don't oppose that, but that was just.
We don't have to bail him out. That's all we can.
That's true. He can. It seems like he's got his hands on a lot of potential income down there. If it's as legit as he says it is down by the Gerberville crime family, that's some trouble.
I was gonna say he's ahead of the curve, but I feel like after watching the league, this is not old news, but this is starting to catch some steam finally.
I think there's some legs.
People stealing famous people's breast milk. Nobody stole Giselle's. I mean, I didn't hear about it, but maybe it did. Yeah. Maybe it happened.
This very addictive boob liquid. Okay.
You never know.
All right. So that was Katie Reports. We'll see. So far, we know that he was sitting Indian style in the highway and held up traffic, and then he
got arrested for
being naked, having a, I quote, mediocre sized erection in public at a non-nude beach, and now is the top kingpin of Gerberville, and allegedly, and is in charge of all the breast milk distribution in Babytown, I guess. So Gerberville, Babytown, allegedly. So,
can you find Gerberville on a map?
Well, we're gonna have to figure that out. He did. So, I don't know how he knew.
I think for some reason, I think he's in Russia. That sounds like a Russian baby thing.
Makes sense. Gerberville, yeah, maybe could be true. I don't know. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah,
it's unsettling.
Yeah,
a little unsettling. But
did babies die?
I think that's.
Is that what's being insinuated?
It sounded that way.
Newborn children.
He allegedly set up the top two kingpins, leaders of the gangs.
How did he communicate with babies?
And probably lured them in with.
Katie has his ways
with some baby.
How did a baby operate a firearm?
It's out of control. But baby gangs are an epidemic. It's a real thing.
Is that like stray dogs?
It's like stray dogs, baby gangs, stray dogs. They're both uncontrollable. So.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
That's a balk.
See, I did it to myself.
It's about time.
I did it to myself.
It's about time.
You see that?
Now I think you're only doing that because someone said something about it.
Sure, you called me on it, so it's true. What do you guys got for Balk Talk this week?
I want to Balk Talk Jerry Jones. I don't have a problem with anybody who kneels. I think that you're right. But if you're gonna kneel, fucking kneel.
Do it all the way.
The same reason I was pissed off at Colin Kaepernick for saying, hey, hold on. This is the other thing. This whole shit has popped off now because the president ran his mouth and was like, you should fire them all. Wah, wah. Colin Kaepernick wasn't even going to kneel this year.
Right. It's true.
So.
But what if he got a front row seat and then in the stands knelt?
Just kneeled.
Still be on camera.
This little tidbit that Colin Kaepernick came out and said, I'm not going to kneel.
Right.
Has been just
Completely blown past.
Blown past.
Absolutely, yep.
If Colin Kaepernick was on a team right now, he would be standing for the anthem.
Right.
The guy that started this whole thing,
Right.
the whole reason
right.
that we even have a problem,
right,
would be standing front and center for the anthem.
Right.
If he was on a team. And now you have Jerry Jones going out there, linking arms with his team and kneeling to fucking nothing.
Right.
There's no, just look at all these dumbasses in the middle of the field on a knee for no reason, and then all standing for the anthem.
Right.
So what are you protesting?
Right. Yeah.
Now you're taking all of the actual what Colin Kaepernick was actually trying to accomplish, and you're focusing it all on Jerry Jones.
Right.
And you're focusing it all on kneeling for what? Kneeling for what? Because you're not kneeling for what Colin Kaepernick was kneeling for anymore. You're kneeling for some Jerry Jones nonsense.
No, what they're kneeling for, and this is the reason why I'm happy about them. I'm happy about how stupid they all look. Is now it's all about Trump. It's not about fucking what it was supposed to be about. I'm not happy that that's all it's about now. I just think I'm happy that they look stupid doing it.
But see, I don't think they look stupid for defending themselves against a public elected official that calls for them to be fired or take away their rights.
Yeah, but then do what he's pissed off about. If you're going to defend yourself against Donald Trump,
right,
do what he's mad about. Because now you're just doing things to
for
appease
the Cowboys,
him.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing:
you're not standing up to Donald Trump because you're actually listening to what he says.
You're talking about Jerry Jones,
specifically Jerry Jones and the Cowboys. What the Cowboys did not
disrespect the flag.
They didn't protest anything.
Right.
They tried to protest Donald Trump, but they did it.
All they did was show a sign of unity that the whole team was arm in arm.
Well, yeah, but you could have done that during the anthem and pissed off Donald Trump. But Jerry Jones is buddy with Donald Trump.
Right.
He didn't want to piss him off. Robert Kraft actually put out a statement, and there's nothing about the Patriots kneeling.
Right. They said that they're all going to stand this week.
I'm sure they will. They were standing. Most of them were standing for
McCourty went to a meeting with Goodell.
Yeah.
Yesterday or today.
Yeah. There was two captains.
They had a conversation.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I just think Jerry Jones is a dumbass.
I mean, that's besides the fact. I mean, that's why they can't get a great coach anymore. Because Jerry Jones is a moron.
Yeah, that's true.
That's another. We're going to talk about guys that are overrated besides Mike Tomlin. That dude in Dallas.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, and I get your point about that it does move the field goal post.
You're not. I'm sorry. Why is Jerry Jones talking about it? 1, 2. Why is Jerry Jones talking about?
They're his players.
Yeah, but he's talking about it like it's all about. And it's the same thing. Like when I think of my favorite guy to bash, LeBron, basically shitting on the president. It's like you idiots, you fell into the Trump trap.
Hey, if you guys really care to hear what I think about the kneeling and protesting in the NFL, check into #DaveSpeaks this week. But we argued so loud and so much and in circles, it's really bad radio, bad podcasting. Let's fast forward.
I'm Balk talking everyone. I'm Balk talking Jerry Jones. I'm Balk talking Donald Trump. I'm Balk talking fucking Colin Kaepernick because he was going to fucking stand anyway. I'm Balk talking fucking LeBron James for not putting a space between you bum and Steph Curry so it looked like he was calling Steph Curry a bum in his fucking tweet. I'm Balk talking everything that has to do with fucking Trump and sports, all of that shit.
I say before we go closing time.
I didn't put out a podcast, so
there's nothing. Do you got anything? We could just do this little wrap up right here.
I'm just, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed in individuals that consider themselves smarter than this.
Yeah,
I think we should end with God bless America.
That was a personal dig at me right
there.
No, not at you.
Not you. America.
I got it if you want it.
No,
I'm good. That I love.
Yeah.
Stand beside
of course,
her.
Aaron. It's never personal.
Her.
I feel how I feel. You feel how you feel.
I don't even know if I know the words God bless America. Is that un-American?
That's pretty un-American. You piece of shit. Jesus Christ.
What if they just made that the anthem?
They should.
God bless America.
I don't believe in God, so
he doesn't want to work with me anymore. So that's the whole
listen,
argument.
If you're going to nitpick everything,
right?
We're just going to make it a humming.
That's why I don't like the Pledge of Allegiance.
We're just going to make it a
Why
humming
am I
song.
supposed to pledge allegiance to a nation that's under a god I don't even believe in?
Well, suck it up and do it. I don't know.
Ridiculous. No
Don't
way.
nitpick.
Just saying.